Welcome or welcome back. I am Yusuf, and today I will be talking about how to maintain a good relationship with winter in the context of your winter wardrobe by sharing my essentials and the pieces that I recommend. And I would describe my style as generally more focused on timeless designs, functionality, and material. So the pieces I will be recommending to you are pretty much independent of seasonal trends going on right now or any time that you're watching this. My focus is truly on finding pieces that function for you and that make you happy while you're wearing them. And as I said, keep you warm this winter. So we will be covering pieces from undergarments to tops, bottoms, shoes, and outerwear. So if you're interested in seeing what pieces keep me warm and what pieces I love wearing over and styling all together interdependently, keep on watching. And I hope to see you at the end of this video. Let's go. These pieces are the ones I wear a variation of every single day to keep me warm, and this is a base layer that is tight fitting to my body, preferably has some soft material that is warm, and is also designed in a sleek way so that layering is super easy on top and you're not even going to really see these pieces. So a winter essential I have been wearing for a couple of years now is this set actually of polyester thermals, and recently I saw my friend walk around with this at home, and I was like, oh my god, I have the same thing. It's so good. So this is something amazing to wear underneath, and as I said, this is polyester. There are also merino wool variants of this. When I went to ski camp and asked my friends what I needed, they were just like, Odlo, like as if that was like a certain piece of clothing. I didn't know that it was a brand, but they sort of call this Odlo because I guess it's pretty popular for skiing. Pieces like this allow you to wear even thinner and less warm fabrics during the winter and stay warm. The pattern on this is a little trippy, but these are the warmest tights I own, and they're also from Odlo. As I said, you don't really see this. I just want to give an example of what your undergarments can look like, and that ski attire might actually be appropriate for cold places, even when you're not skiing, which I don't really engage in a lot of alpine sports in this phase of my life because it's really expensive. I would also say it's definitely worth it investing in these base layers because, as I said earlier, probably something you start putting on first thing every single day. And then I still wanted to add the topic of tights. Now, I personally love wearing skirts and tights, but for me personally, I kind of exclude them from my warm winter outfits because naturally they aren't super warm. Now, there is the option that you may have seen becoming more popular in the recent years of fleece tights. So these type of tights layered over fleece tights in your skin color or a combination of both of them. That's personally not really my vibe, but definitely an amazing option if you don't want to give up on wearing skirts during the winter. As you'll see, I do like to wear these layered under my pants if it's not all too cold yet for the fall, and then for the winter I put on something like this. So to summarize, I do wear sheer tights as well for layering, and it depends on how cold it is. So it can range from wearing these underneath my pants to wearing these underneath my pants. You may have heard me talk about my wardrobe philosophy of being quite mindful of what I expect from the pieces in my wardrobe to do, what quality I appreciate, and that I just want my pieces to fulfill certain functions. And I would say for the winter, this type of piece is going to do so much for you, which is why it's one of my most worn winter essentials. This is a turtleneck sweater. More specifically, the material is cashmere, and I got this from my grandma. It's super nice, and honestly, I don't even know how old this is, but it still feels new. And especially because you can find beautiful wool pieces and natural fabrics secondhand, I highly recommend finding pieces like this for your winter wardrobe. What makes this one even more wearable for me than just being one of my warmest sweaters ever without being super bulky is the design, the cut, and the color. So because most of my wardrobe is black, jackpot, right? But also the cut is so timeless. I love how turtlenecks can be a statement piece when you tone down everything else around it. For example, just wearing it with some black dress pants, which I'll show you in a minute. Or the turtleneck can take a step back and be a nice layering piece under a dress or overalls, under a blazer. And one thing I do want to say though is that if you get pieces in natural materials like wool, you need to make sure that you take care of them properly. So do some research on how to wash these, how to maintain them. And with that, hopefully you'll be good to go and love these pieces for a long, long time. You may or may not have seen that recently I did a pretty big wardrobe makeover. I feel so refreshed. At the same time, I have decluttered quite a lot of pieces that just did not contribute to my joy of wearing the clothes in my wardrobe. And in my wardrobe makeover video, I spoke about this concept that I do, which is my watch list. And essentially it is a list of clothing pieces that I am sort of looking out for, either to replace pieces that I'm just keeping because they fulfill a certain function that I need in my wardrobe right now, or pieces that I feel like would enrich my wardrobe. And the following pieces are actually a couple of items that I have been open to bringing into my wardrobe and sort of looking out for. And all of these pieces are also by Simple Retro, who I am so excited to be working with. And I'm looking forward to introducing you to these pieces in the context of my wardrobe essentials. But to give you a glimpse of the beautiful pieces that Simple Retro make, this blouse that I have been wearing, I'm kind of speechless about it, to be honest. I love everything about it. And then this cardigan, aka my favorite cardigan, aka my only cardigan. I'm in love with it. So we're going to talk about this in a minute. What I love about Simple Retro is, first of all, that they're a women-founded and women-owned brand, that is an important aspect of their business, as well as how they take these classic and vintage silhouettes and design them with a refreshed perspective and a new take, all the while focusing on sustainability with their materials and their production, as well as how they design the pieces, you know, making them timeless and transcend seasons, which to me is a huge factor in sustainability. So let's continue talking about my wardrobe essentials for winter, and all of the pieces by Simple Retro are going to be linked down below, so check them out if you're interested. Time to talk about cardigan love. Okay, so as I said, this is actually my only cardigan. I've had a couple throughout the years, but compared to other cardigans I've had over the years, this one fulfills the material, color, and design aspects that I've been looking for. I would say the reason I love this cardigan so much is that it is super warm without being too thick. I would say it's just a perfect thickness for me, and just an amazing fit for how I like to style my cardigans. You might have a preference of getting a super chunky one or a more fitted one, and I would say the less chunky it is, the easier it is to layer, which is sort of my preference. So I love how beautiful this piece is by itself, layered on top of a blouse like this, and even layered underneath the blazer that I'm going to be showing you in a second. So this is just another one of those wool pieces that are so warm, but it definitely adds a style element. And I would say cardigans can definitely add a bit more of a smart vibe to your outfits, which I like, especially this one because it sort of has this color. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking about this one, but I think y'all recognize how much I am going to be wearing this. Although I like to stick to a pretty monochrome color scheme and feel my style is best expressed in black clothing, I do love bringing in diversity through different styles and silhouettes. And one of the most classic silhouettes and styles of clothing is a dress suit that includes a blazer and dress pants. And I feel like I have found my set. Now, the both of these pieces from Simple Retro can be bought separately, but they are designed to go together. So let me just introduce you to the perfect blazer. I don't know if there's much to say about this, except for the fact that I love wearing blazers in the winter. I think in the summer, yes, they can be styled beautifully, but actually blazers are so fun to layer with. As you can see with my cardigan, I love wearing this with turtlenecks. And I feel like one challenge with blazers might be the outerwear that you wear on top of it, but that we're going to talk about when we talk about outerwear, which is also included in this video. I feel like this blazer shines in its design, but also the quality of it, how nicely it is tailored. Oh my god. Just looking at the details, y'all, as someone who is interested in sewing, I know that this is just amazing quality, and you can see the fit is really nice. This blazer makes me feel as empowered as every woman should feel empowered when they're wearing a blazer. And I'm so happy that I sort of got over my imposter syndrome of wearing blazers and suits, because I feel like everyone looks good in them. Literally everyone. I just want to put it on right now. Can I put it on right now? Oh my god, it's just so good. It is just so good. Then let's talk about these dress pants, which, as I said, do go along with this blazer as a set, but honestly, this is one of those pieces that I have been looking for ages. Just a good pair of nice quality dress pants. The reason I recommend a nice pair of dress pants for winter is not just is it super comfy if you get pants that are in the right size, but it's super easy to wear something under and make this a warm combination. Another reason I love dress pants for the winter is because sometimes, especially with a couple more layers, sometimes when you wear, you know, hats and jackets, you can lose this sense of formality, perhaps. And I do like to bring in sort of a classy piece into the mix, even when I'm wearing my moon boots, to elevate my outfit a little bit. So I feel like a pant like this is just such a great staple for all year round, but definitely something I'll be wearing all winter. I feel like people who have been following me for a long time may know my love for hoodies, okay? At one point I even wanted to make my own hoodie to sell, but at this point I don't really have too much passion to make my own clothing brand. So I actually found a hoodie that is pretty much perfect by Pangaya. I love making hoodies work, okay? If I can wear this every day, I'll try to wear it every day. Now, I would say the trick here is, so that I don't feel like I'm wearing pajamas all day, is to wear a hoodie like this with those dress pants. For example, you know, dressing it up a bit, or wearing this hoodie with the blazer. I feel like those are great options and ways that I love to elevate something so casual, you know, a cotton fleece hoodie. What else can I say besides that hoodies are so comfy, everyone needs them in their lives. Hoodies can be a great source of comfort, especially in the winter. And And as I said, I love mixing this super casual piece with more formal items like a dress suit. Big love for pieces like this. I also absolutely love wearing this with my wool coat. So before we hop into outerwear, I did want to show a piece that is sort of not coherent with my color palette at all, and it's my jeans. I recently got these secondhand Levi's. They fit perfectly, to be honest, and I haven't been a jeans person up to this point, but I find myself actually throwing these on so often. And if you find a great pair of jeans, I mean, they're amazing for the winter too. I would say I don't like layering these with too much underneath, so perhaps sheer tights. Otherwise it gets a little too thick and uncomfy. This, a nice knit cardigan. This, a good turtleneck. Such a classy combo, and even though it's been out of my comfort zone, I actually really love it. And surprisingly, if you get jeans that fit you well and are a nice softer material or just good quality denim, surprisingly comfortable. Considering that people used to ski in jeans, I'm pretty sure that my grandfather used to ski in jeans and people used to work out in jeans. They must be good for a Swiss winter, right? Or a winter anywhere else where it's cold. And of course, other seasons as well. For the last part of this video, I'll be focusing on outerwear as well as shoes, because they are important parts to finish off our winter wardrobe and our daily outfits. Let me just say, I feel incredibly lucky to have found great secondhand pieces this year, including my jeans and also this wool coat. I just sort of knew what I wanted in the material, in the quality that sort of correlates with the price, as well as the style and the cut. So I did find this coat, and I would say it's pretty much what I've been wanting. It's by this brand called Det Anonym, or yeah, I don't know if that's like English pronunciation. Things that stood out to me with this coat were the sleeves, that the shape is a little wider than, you know, a tight fitting arm, that it is drop shoulder, that we have these strap details, which I do like, that we have big pockets and an oversized fit. So as you can see in my try-ons, this is how it looks. It's huge, it is so comfy, and it feels amazing. Most importantly, it looks good with my clothes, and I love throwing it over everything. As I said, this actually fits amazingly over the blazer, and I think in the past I used to sort of refrain from wearing blazers and suits in the winter because it didn't really fit with the jackets I had. So wearing this coat makes that more possible. A wool coat is probably not the warmest option for outerwear. Now, I do often wear my big puffer jacket when I go out with my dog, which can also get super dirty. But often that honestly gets me way too hot because I already do so much layering. So since I've gotten this, I have preferred this so much more, mainly for the comfort levels, to be honest. And then of course it's a big plus that it looks a lot better than my puffer coat, but I did want to be transparent here and say that 50% of the time I do wear my big winter puffer coat, which is not the most aesthetic thing, but it is practical and warm. So let's continue talking about warmth, and this next recommendation is also for anyone out there who likes wearing different kinds of jackets that are not the thickest or the warmest. So for those of you out there, and for myself, I do love layering with a vest. So I have this sort of shell jacket material vest, and this adds so much warmth to anything. So it's been the perfect combination to wear with my wool coat, and definitely an amazing essential, not just for winter, but also for fall and spring, because you can also wear this by itself with a sweater underneath. A little history here. I used to film a lot more videos outside, specifically fashion videos, and winter in Switzerland is not appropriate to walk around in without jackets. And especially the mistake my sister and I have made too many times is wearing inappropriate shoes for the winter. We would wear sneakers all winter long, and I'm telling you, I do not recommend that. Keeping your feet warm is the basis of not hating winter for me, to be honest. I'm telling you, it is a game changer, and I would say finding shoes that are warm and waterproof can look super differently. It can just be some leather boots, it can be rain boots that are maybe a little fluffy inside, or just wearing them with thick socks. What has been keeping my feet warm and toasty for the past 2 years have been these boots. And yes, they are super bulky. They're, to me, on the verge of being acceptable bulky, and I've also sort of been learning how to style them better. I love styling them with the dress pants, for example. So these are some kind of moon boot, and to be honest, it says that they're waterproof, but even after a year they stop being waterproof, so maybe I just need to spray them again. But I do love the style. They're super cute. They're sort of this toned down version of the original moon boot. So warm, and I think I also added some more fluffy soles. That's another thing you can do to your boots. I wish I knew this earlier, so please, if you are not focusing on this as an investment for your winter wardrobe, you might want to, and find some secondhand moon boots or something. I do want to clarify, I do still wear sneakers in the winter, but not for long outings. It's just when I'm driving somewhere and running errands. I just know that I want my feet to stay dry and warm, especially when I'm out for longer. And yeah, I just used to run around in sneakers all day and freeze my toes off. So another pair that are not my puffy winter moon boots that I love wearing during the winter, which are considerably less comfortable, but definitely still love wearing them, are my Doc Martens. And this is not a common style. I found these secondhand as well, and luckily they fit me because Doc Martens do have interesting sizing, interesting fit. I've definitely suffered a lot. These are still acceptable. What I like about these is that they're leather shoes. The profile is amazing on these shoes. So they are, except for the fact that they do have holes, because they're sort of this Mary Jane style, they are pretty waterproof to a certain degree, and I can wear them even in the winter, and maybe not in the snow, but for a lot of the year I wear these when it's cold and even when it's wet. And then we of course just have the style element of these being a nice shoe that is sort of a little grungy, but still kind of a dress shoe. It's definitely an interesting mix. I do love them. So these are another shoe that are definitely better than cotton sneakers in the winter. My last winter essential is sort of the thing you would end an outfit with. It is an accessory, but I have learned this year how amazing it is to have a warm scarf. This one has changed my life. I do have cream on my hand because I did burn myself with the iron because I am so clumsy and I just let it. Don't ask me, okay? A scarf similar to a hoodie can give so much comfort. It can be something you even wear inside just for coziness. And to be honest, I definitely underestimated how much warmth this gives off. Like when I used to pair this with just my huge puffer jacket, I would get way too warm. which can be a good thing, you know, when it gets colder. But damn, I mean, this adds so much warmth, especially just to, you know, like your neck and your chest area. And wow, okay, wow. I mean, I assume that most of y'all have good scarves and are like, okay, this queen is a little late. She's a little late on this. And this one, as I said, I got it secondhand, and it's Acne Studios. So really nice color, which I do feel like they do colors well, and also amazing quality. And so happy to have found this secondhand. I'm getting cream from my hand all up on this, okay? On the topic of color, this brand does have a lot of colorful scarves. You know, be careful about colors. I may be someone who is way too careful with colors. As you can see, I am extremely afraid to get tired of colors, and so I usually stick to something like this that complements black nicely with my accessories, with my socks, you know. Make sure that you don't hate the colors that you get an expensive scarf in. That's all I'm going to say. I love this color. And with that, those have sort of been my winter wardrobe essentials. Y'all, we have spoken about clothes a lot today. I do want to say that what's more important than clothes is that you take care of yourselves. I mean, clothes do play a big role in staying warm, and I would say that's one part. But, you know, making sure that you get enough sleep this winter, making sure that you spend time doing activities that, you know, perhaps now that it's more dark outside, can bring some light into your daily life in little moments, whether that is, you know, doing indoor activities, going to the gym like me, meeting up with friends, and making sure that you embrace winter and the good things about winter as much as we do it for summer, to get through this without losing our light. And I hope with this video I was able to help you with the clothing part, and I hope to see you around on my channel, and we can talk more about life and fashion and mindfulness all together. And until then, I wish you an amazing time. Peace out.
Your skin, your smile, your quirky style.